and welcome back. I am Karhu, the Great Bear of the North, and this is Planet Coaster Karhu Electric Park. Eagle-eyed observers may notice that on the west and eastern side of the main, the upper terrace, we now have some waterfalls. I think this is a great way of capping off these little lagoon arms that go around the main terrace. And I'm quite pleased with that. I do think it adds even more to the grandeur and the spectacle of these. And we're not quite finished with this terrace. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think instead of going here, I think the main side down is going to go here. I think that makes a lot more sense than connecting off to here. And we'll probably need to do a flatten the terrain thing. Something like that. Yeah. I think that makes a little bit more sense because then you have these nice curved front pieces. Yeah, I really like that. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. But hey, at least I'm thinking of it now. Boom, boom, boom. Fantastic. I'm just going to take these two and just slide them right across there. In fact, we're going to even duplicate them while we're at it. Boom, boom. All the way down to here, just so that that has a little bit of stuff. And we're definitely going to illuminate those at night as well. So that probably means this needs to go over to there. There we go. That actually works. I really, really like that. I do need to, you know what, might as well clean this up right now before I forget. But clean up this, and that. Actually, this can just move. Right. Can't change the grid size while you have an object selected. There we go. Let's just do that right there. Which means we're going to have to curve the bottom of this lagoon as well, but that's fine. That way it looks like this entire terrace is kind of just floating above the lagoon, which is kind of what I wanted in the first place. And also, before I forget, let's get rid of that little area, little weird bit right there. Okay, that does make that really weird, but that's okay. We'll fix that a little bit later. I like the waterfalls. I think that's great. Now, what I want, so the reason I was working on this in the first place is because I want to start building up the second floor of this. Well, not the second floor, actually. I want to build up the third floor because I'm thinking it is about time to build, boom, our first roller coaster. An average speed of at least 48 kilometers an hour with at least 1 second of airtime. I don't know if that is going to happen because the first roller coaster that we are going to build, and that we're going to build right up top of this, is going to be based on the old Russian mountains, or the Switchback Railways. It's not going to be super fast, but it is going to be a little bit thrilling. Now, the original Switchback Railways and all that were actually done as early as the 1830s. At least that was the first gravity-powered ride in North America that we can think of. The Mach Chunk, I'm probably mispronouncing that railway, and it was basically just an old mine train that people used to just send people down a chute. It was going down the hill anyways, and then they started charging people, I think it was a nickel to ride it, and that was, I guess, pretty cool. What I want us to do now is I want us to just build a coaster right along here. Boom, and it's going to be a switchback railway. This isn't particularly high. For example, if we were to just suddenly drop, a 20% drop is the greatest drop that we can do. But if we were, this is only, actually, we already know how tall this is. It's only 14 meters, which is about right. But this is not going to be big at all. This is just a side friction coaster. It's very, very tiny. Well, I just want them to, start dropping. Actually, we don't want angle snap. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, can I change the... Oh, we already are disabling the track limits for most coasters. So I guess it's not particularly this one. So let's drop this down. And while I figure this out, I'm going to give you a bit of a history about roller coasters. So, voiceover Carhu, do your thing. Hey, Gameplay Carhu, voiceover Carhu here, and it's my chance, it's my opportunity, it is my pleasure to give you a little bit of information on the history of the roller coaster. Now, the roller coaster, as we know it, is actually an extremely old concept. It goes back to at least the 1780s, where apparently Catherine the Great of Russia had a series of ice slides reinforced by wooden supports with just like ice covering them that the nobility and people of all ages would slide down to their great enjoyment back in Russia in 1784. That's nearly 250 years ago. And these were apparently as up to 25, just about 25 meters high with a 50-degree drop. And these things, they must have gone absolutely flying across the ice. I've been to a giant ice slide in Quebec City, Quebec, Canada, and you definitely get some really good speeds on those. And from those, the French started in Paris in 1815, 1816, 1817, started to produce similar tracks, but made with wood and with wooden cars and rails to keep them on track. In 1817, on the Champs-Élysées, a guy by the name of Nicolas Beaujon opened Parc Beaujon on the Champs-Élysées, and apparently even the king, Louis XVIII of France, although we don't really know if he rode the ride. And this was two tracks that then that went down and then kind of looped around in a circle to be brought back up. So there are actually two tracks that were mirror images of each other in this one, in the Promenade Aérienne, or aerial strolls. And this was so popular over the next couple of years, many, many different imitations and imitators started to follow in their footsteps. But that was pretty much in France and in Europe. And by the time the 1840s hit, certain things, they even actually had looping roller coasters. In 1846, apparently, somebody opened up something called a Centrifugal Railway, which is basically a straight drop into a 4-meter diameter vertical loop. And I don't know about you, but if anything I know about circular loops, the whiplash must have been incredibly high. These apparently didn't last very long because the safety standards just weren't there, but that makes sense. Now that's on one side of the pond, one side of the Atlantic. On the other side of the pond, in the United States, you have a mining company in Pennsylvania that builds a railroad, a gravity railroad. I already mentioned Mach Chunk earlier on, but this was them. On days when the railroad, which was used to transport the actual mining stuff, the ore, they used they sold rides on this gravity railroad in the off-season in order to make a little bit of extra cash, and this became extremely popular. So then people started to combine both the Western ideas, the North American ideas, and the European ideas into something called the Scenic Railway, or the Gravity Switchback Railway. And this started in 1884, Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York, by a guy by the name of Lamarcus Adna Thompson, or L.A. Thompson. Created the Gravity Switchback Railway. And people would actually ride on like a bench, so they'd be facing inside of the track, like inside of the car, rather than down at the track where they were going. And this was extremely small. There were only 3 or 4 people on each side, and they were extremely, extremely slow. And the riders would climb up a hill or up a series of stairs, and then they'd basically be pushed down, and then they'd slowly go down and down through some through some ups and downs, and then reach the other side where the entire cart will be moved to a different track to come back the opposite direction, hence the term Switchback Railway. Very, very soon, people would start to use a full complete loop, which created the Scenic Railway that we now know and love. But I think Gameplay Carhu is almost done, so back to you, buddy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. The super long LA Thompson Scenic Railway, which if you've been paying attention to the voiceover, you will know exactly why it's called that, why it's named after him. But let's just see exactly what it would look like on the ride. There are many. This is a block section Scenic Railway, which doesn't make any sense based on the history of the ride. However, I think it will actually get more people going through the ride, which is going to be good for our throughput. That first hill, these hills are a little bit janky. That first one, I'll fix that a little bit, as is that third one going up. But that's okay, we can smooth those out. This has multiple lift hills, which, to me, that's a good investment, because honestly, the Scenic Railways, the side friction roller coasters, do not have a lot of strength to them, and therefore they don't have a lot of speed to them either. Because these are, like, the original side friction railways were built more than 150 years ago. So, we're just trying to get them, we're just trying to get the people just to enjoy the old school excitement just a little bit. Oh, it finally does make it over that last little hill. We go and we'll remove the wall, and then boom, right into a head chopper. And then right back up. There we go. I think this works. And this is built on the top of the 3rd floor of the building. So these stairs, these entryways are not permanent. These are just very, very temporary. Just in order to make things work. And I think, you know what? I think that works. I do want to, yeah, this first hill was a little bit, the first drop is okay, but the first hill doesn't look super, oh yeah, there it is. Ah, yeah. That is unbelievable. The camera motion sometimes, but yeah, here's the jank. Right here. So if we get rid of that, yeah. Why we just, no, click on this. There we go. If we delete this, and then we delete this as well, and then we just go right up to there. That should eliminate quite a bit of the jank. Actually, I think we might have to delete this. And this as well, and then we go down. There we go. That is a lot less janky, that is a lot smoother, I do like that. And then after this double up, where was the... It was a bit weird somewhere else here. No, that seems fine, actually. There we go. So let's start this test again, and then things should be pretty good to go. I anticipate that this ride once... Oh, okay. Well, that path definitely needs to... Why did I delete the exit? There we go. I definitely do need to build up this... The theming around the roller coaster, around the scenic mountains. What's the word I'm looking for? The station. Oh, yeah. But it should be okay. There we go. And this is not going to have all that high of a throughput just because it does take so long to go through. There we go. And the cars are so small, like, it cannot get any bigger, these cars. There we go. Minimum departure interval is going to be like 25 seconds. So that people don't just hang there and tank the excitement rating. Because ideally, yeah, we could have one car going forward, one car going back at any given time. And I think we do need to extend the difference even further, because otherwise this one is just going to stall at the top of that hill, which we don't want. It's because it goes into here so slowly. But the second half is much slower than the first. So we're going to have to drop that out to about 35 seconds. So I think if we time everything right, we can get things going without any stacking. But it's because this first bit of the ride is simply shorter in length than the rest. The second half is more exciting. The first half has the bigger drop. This is just some tweaking that we need to do in order to make everything work. There we go. Challenge complete. Build a coaster with at least 1 second of airtime. Huzzah! There we go. How much airtime does this have? It's 336 prestige. It's not particularly great, but a lot of that is because the Q scenery rating is quite low. The result is it's about 500 meters, which is about right for the length of a scenic railway. So this actually does make sense. It's just a straight out and back, but we do need to increase the minimum departure interval, probably to about 50 seconds. That way this one is loading, and then this one should be back to about here before it starts to loop back around. There we go, because I don't care if it's where in this section a train happens to sit, I just don't want them sitting right at the front. There we go. And once we do get some more scenery, like I want like a tunnel here, once we do get that done, I think the excitement rating of this ride will go up. But again, it's an old school roller coaster. There's no way that this can actually compete with like more modern roller coasters in terms of the excitement, in terms of the thrills. But I think this is working. There we go. The 60 seconds might be a bit much, actually. So let's drop it down to 50 seconds. Because that one should be leaving by now. There we go. And that one just slides over. Yeah, there we go. I think this is pretty good. So yeah, $3.15 is only going to get me a $10 ride. Well, let's open this and see how people feel about this ride. Well, first of all, let's get this. Let's copy these. And let's make this the actual official entrance. Ah, yeah. What is going on with that? Use world axes, thank you. Oh, no, dang it. I forgot to change the angle rotation. So we're going to... the world axes of those are very strange. Or not the world axes, the relative axes. But there we go. Put that down. Fantastic. Oh, this one still says around the world, but not through the ages. I need to change that. There we go. We do have our very first roller coaster. And it does make sense to me that it would be... Whoops. That it would be... that it would be a scenic railway, that it would actually be built out of the side of this building. L.A. Thompson Scenic. Oops. So, okay, this is just going to be the Scenic Railway. There we go. Advertised destination is the L.A. Thompson Scenic Railway. There we go. And it is open for business, ladies and gentlemen. And I like that the path goes right underneath. We did have to switch it over a little bit and also make it a little bit smaller. A little bit narrower, but that is okay. People can get in. Don't like the angle of that path quite as much as I would have hoped. So we're going to fix that. Select the grid. There we go. Actually select the grid as it goes up there as well. And there we go. That's still not great. Oh no. No, I don't like any of these now. That's the problem with me. When my paths are slightly off, it frustrates me, like, unbelievably. So, yeah, I just need to get these perfect, and then I'm just going to forget them. Okay, so that is all done. So this needs to be... So I need to snap that to a 45-degree angle. Nope. So let's snap that to a 36-degree angle, and will that work? Maybe? Nope, that's still wide. It's still not what I want. So... I think that's it. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, that is garbage, that side. So let's see if this... Right. I just want it to be better. So let's switch the angle for that, and right. Actually, the angle is 90 degrees. No, that's not going to work. We're just going to have to eyeball this one. There we go. And I think this is good. Hopefully people will start to ride the LA Thompson Scenic Railway. But let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy this particular ride? I know nobody's getting on it. But hopefully people will start to ride it. Maybe, because it's costing us money. It's costing us $827 per month. Which... I mean, yeah, we're fine. I mean, we are just spending a lot of money on research and a lot of money on marketing, but hopefully this scenic railway will start to work. So let's just finish up the shops and facilities. Let's get all of the rides, and then we're going to start to get some more track rides and vintage cheese and things like this. But I want, like I've said before, I want everything in this park to be prior to Disney World. So no Matterhorn bobsleds, no things like that. There we go. Now, will people start to ride this? Oh, there's some people. There's some folks. Yes. Actually, you know what else I should probably do? I should connect the paths out here. Just make that a little bit wider. Let's turn on the angle snap. And for now, we're just going to, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We're just going to curve this slightly around here. But yeah, this is going to continue just out like this. Okay, and that is, okay. It's a little bit awkward, but we can make this work. There we go. Select grid, come back out like, I think we should be able to do what we want with 8 meters for this one. So select grid, let's just go out like this. And then hopefully we can just build off the edge of here. Yeah, we should be able to successfully build a path out off the 4x4 grid here up to the 8x8 up here. But I guess things are a little bit wonky. So what do people think about this? It's too gentle. It's so expensive. So let's go $9. It's too gentle for you. That is a little bit unfortunate. Oh well. Well, this one should probably be about 55 seconds just to get people cycling through. Nobody wants to ride on the Scenic Railway. Absolutely nobody. This is devastating. This is absolutely devastating. Come on, somebody please? Nope, what are people thinking about it now? Like, why don't people like me? Yeah, there are no gift shops in the park. The whip is so expensive. You are right. So let's get the whip down. It's about $5.33, which means about $15. Yeah. Because it's aging and people don't want to go on that. They don't apparently want to go on this either. So let's just see what we can do. It's Mexcelente. That'll be great in our Mexican themed area. We have Monsieur Fate. So people still not yet going on. Okay, some people have gone on it. Yay! It's so expensive at $9. Really? $9 is too expensive. Oh. There we go. Some people are going on it. There we go. I'm a little bit happier now. There we go. This is not going to have a high throughput at all. But that is what it is. It's going to be like 4 people a minute. This is not going to make me money. But it's okay. I think just for the sake of historicity, I think it needs to be here. Because we can't... I wish we could do longer trains, but we just simply can't. Because the game won't let us. See? Block section. That's it. Number of trains, but we can't do extra cars. So we just need to really increase the desirability with some station rating and queue scenery. So I think that's the next step. I think that is the next step. So just give me a moment. All right, I finally got the massive ends to these walls set up. I haven't quite got all of the green on this side, but it does actually increase the thrill of the little auto scooter a little bit. No, it actually doesn't. But this, I did change the entrance to here, and I got the exit on the back side of the LA Thompson Scenic Railway, so we do now have a 100% Q rating, bumping up the prestige to 475. I do think that with a little bit more of a tunnel and whatever, this excitement can get up to 2.66, also with a little bit more proper staggering, because this one should be leaving right now. So I'm almost like we should time this. Okay, so 35 seconds is still a bit much. Maybe 30 seconds is the best way to cycle through, because the less time they spend on the dull parts, the more exciting the ride is overall. I also might increase the dropout of this dip a little bit. It'll give us a bit more airtime, and it will just be general. I think it would just be better in general. So the next one should be dropping about now. Okay, so it's still a few more seconds. Let's say every 27 seconds, because we just need to be cycling through this. But anyways, yeah, I think the LA Thompson Scenic Railway, there will be like murals along this side of scenic railway places, like mountains or something, just to give this a little bit more va-va-voom. And there will be more. Actually, this entire wall should be moved over a little bit to line up with this side, because I basically want this entire central atrium to be the same side. But I will do that in a future episode. But first actual guests on the nearly final. Oops. Let's get not the guest camera. That's not what I want. Let's get ride camera. Okay, that's the last one. So let's go to train. This one. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, and with that out of the way, let's get not a ride camera, let's get a first-person camera from, not Lisa Gaines, from Landon Dickens, nope, Laura Donahue. Let's see exactly, I can't actually get first-person. Okay, this is what Laura Donahue sees. Right in the front of the track. Oh, it is. We are getting a beautiful sunset. That's beautiful. And we just drop straight down. Yeah! That hill is a lot less janky than it was before. The downhill is still a little bit janky. But vroom, vroom. Just getting kind of whipped around. I like this. I think this is pretty darn cool. And this is a right... Oh. Why are you getting stopped there? Why did you get stopped there? Oh, because the backside wasn't finished. Okay. So we do need to tweak this a smidge more. Looks like 32 seconds is actually pretty good. There we go. These guys will start to drop back down. Yeah, we did not time that one right at all. That's unfortunate. Oh well, this is the LA Thompson Scenic Railway. There will be more trees along here. I should actually probably put some trees along here just to really spruce up this final little section here. things are still looking pretty good. Things are looking pretty good. Yeah, the trains are stacking, but I will fix that off camera. People enjoying this. Yeah, 469. This is never intended to make us money, but it will increase the ride rate, the ride rating of our park, and the scenery rating has shot up by like 80 points just by building all of these arch windows and whatever. But and the waterfalls really helped as well. But I am Karhu, the Great Bear of the North. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please like, please subscribe, please comment. But most importantly, and I really, honestly, truly do mean this, have a fantastic day. And I will see you all next time in Karhu Electric Park and Planet Coaster. Bye, everybody.